Skiing for me is a sense of freedom, a sense of happiness.
It's the closest that somebody can come to flying. I think people enjoy the thrill of going fast, being in the outdoors. I think it's a combination of things. A good part of it is the thrill of speed.
I think fast skiing's been here ever since skiing's been here. More people are fascinated by the sport and they want to get into it.
When you've been in a race course, you know, nothing's really the same because that's what you want to do. You know, it's so fun, you know. It's just a real rush when you ski close to 40 miles an hour and then you just want to go out and do it every time. A couple of years ago, a friend of mine named Tony Buttinger passed away in a skiing accident.
Nat, Dustin, and Ben lost a good friend that day because they misjudged their speed. Listen carefully to what they have to say about what they think happened.
That day we had a race for gunstock, and after the race, you know, we both didn't do too hot that day, and then so we just wanted to go skiing.
Tony seemed kind of upset, and he decided that we wanted to ski, just ski free, and have some fun. So we went up to the top a few times, and then we headed over to a longer trail, and we all started tucking down that.
We were all racers, so we could handle the speed. We usually slow down. We know our limits.
I'd say we were probably going a little faster than we should have because it was kind of crowded, but for the most part, no one was out of control. Everybody could stop when they wanted to. And we came down over a knoll or something, and a man came out from the side of a trail and crashed in front of Tony. So he tried to avoid hitting him, and when he did, he went into soft snow and lost control and hit a tree. It sounded bad from the start because I expected to get up and hear someone crying because they had fallen down, but I didn't hear it, so I got a little nervous.
Well, that's what happened. Two years ago, he started coming down here on a nice sunny day, you know, beautiful skiing. Somebody wiped out in front of him, and he crashed into the trees. We later out decided to put a little monument up for him, and we had this plaque here made in over in Austria that we picked up shortly after his accident. It was made in Innsbruck, Austria, at a place that does cast bells, and had a little poem imprinted on there, you know, that we found later. A little bit about skiing, just to leave him sort of a memory on the mountain. And I come up here a lot in the summer with the dog, and there's a lot of flowers, a lot of wildflowers around here. So you read a lot in the paper about accidents, and you know, especially ski accidents, which really don't happen that often. But and you think it'll never happen to you, you know, especially as a parent. And it's hard. It's hard, you know. You don't realize probably how much your parents really love you, you know. And you know, but losing a child is just awful, you know. It's we miss him a lot. His friends miss him a lot. And I hope through his accident, we'll be able to prevent at least some accidents in the future. Okay?
This was a real tragedy. Tony was a very special kid to all of us, to the entire community. All of his friends are good kids. You heard what they said about the way they were skiing that day. They thought they were in control. They thought that they could stop. And they were in control until the situation changed. Tony couldn't stop, and he lost his life.
I think it's interesting to see what's happened with skiing today compared to a number of years ago. Even it used to be that we all skied on shorter skis, skied in the moguls. There was not a lot of grooming, And as a result, we didn't ski fast. Today, you go in a ski shop and you see the ski shop selling downhill skis, Super G skis, skis named cruisers, skis with holes up in the tips to keep the tip down on the snow at high speeds. And it's now become the cool thing to ski on long skis, ski fast.
Going fast is fun, but there should be a limit to how fast you go, I think, because nobody can really control when you get going that fast.
I think it's important to realize that in the sport of skiing, when we are pushing ourselves, that we can all get in trouble.
I'm not a real good skier in powder. I never liked it, so if I don't slow down in it, a lot of times catch tips or something and fall down.
I know myself that anytime you're on a ski slope, the thing that you enjoy is skiing a little bit fast, skiing steep terrain, skiing moguls, skiing so that you get some excitement out of it. It's just like riding a motorcycle. You get the feeling of power, the feeling of nobody else around you, and you are a little more excited than you normally are. Driving a fast car, riding a fast snowmobile, the same thing happens to you when you're skiing. If you get out of control, your ability to get back in control is not there. The chances of you getting hurt, taking a bad fall, running into somebody, running into an object are intensified.
Well, you can pretty much tell when you're going too fast, you know. Sometimes you even get scared because you don't know whether you're going to stop or whether you're going to make the next turn. Just go straight into the woods and that'll be it.
We just want you to understand that fast, out-of-control skiing is not a cool deal. And it's not accepted on this mountain. It's not accepted on the highways when you're in an automobile. It's not accepted lots of places. And it's something you have to understand you cannot do at this ski area or any other ski area. We want you to slow down, cool your jets a little bit, and ski more with the flow. If we were going to stand back and look at the slope in general, we'd like everybody skiing pretty much the same pace. If that's happening on a given run, I think everybody is skiing a speed that they should. If you see one person that is accelerating or skiing faster than that group, or what we would say out of the flow, then I would say that's too fast. If people are skiing what we consider a little bit fast, we ask them to ski more with the flow of the other skiers, to make a few turns, which would bring them back in the flow, make a few turns so we can see that they are in control and their ability allows them to move on down the mountain without being in trouble.
A lot of the time when I get going too fast, I get butterflies, so I slow down. You know, or if it's crowded, I usually try and slow down a little bit and stay in complete control so I don't hit anybody.
If you're coming up behind someone and you don't know which way they're going to turn, get a little cautious.
I think the thing we need to do in the sport of skiing is try and develop some etiquette in the sport, or more etiquette in the sport. Skiing straight, skiing in a tuck, skiing out of control, looking like you're out of control, not making turns is just not good etiquette.
Can I have everybody sitting down and nice and quiet? I've got something very important I'd like to talk to you about today. Okay, we have a policy that when any group or anybody in particular comes to ski here with us, that we require certain things of them. And this is extremely important. And part of doing that is by informing everybody that skis here of certain rules that we want you to abide by when you ski here. It's basically called the Skier's Responsibility Code. Has anybody ever heard of that? Yes. Okay. There's basically 6 rules that we ask you to live by. I'm going to read them off to you, okay? They're very easy to understand and actually very easy to follow, okay? Number 1, ski under control and in such a manner that you can stop or avoid other skiers or objects at all times.
I believe that this is probably the most abused of the skier's responsibilities. The reason I say that is that the 3 first words in that are ski under control. And I think that many of our accidents and many of the problems that we have with collisions, whether it's with another skier or with an object such as a tree or whatever it happens to be, occurs because skiers don't know their limits and don't ski under control.
People think that they're skiing in control, but they really aren't. They really haven't developed a sense of what skiing in control means. There's no way that a beginner skier, a young person just jumping off a bus and putting on skis for the first time, can go to the top of a hill and understand all that.
They're all charged up. We'll get kids that have never skied before. They've been on a bus for several hours, and they're new to the area. And they really don't understand a lot of times what's involved in a ski day. You know, whether it's dressing correctly, eating correctly, or just understanding the rules and responsibilities of skiing. They'll rent skis. They'll rent boots, rent poles, rent the whole group of things, and just go right up to the top of the mountain with a friend.
I would think just getting off the bus and looking up, the mountain would look pretty ominous. But then once you get up there and once you take a first run, you know, there's no looking back once the skiing bug gets you. And you see it on TV and you just want to go as fast as they do. And it just doesn't work out.
Well, they go on the trails, like expert trails, when they're still beginners.
A lot of times people that don't know how to ski are always swerving, making huge turns, and when you go to turn one way, they kind of surprise you and turn the same way, and it gets frustrating because you get scared because you think you're going to lose it, and they get scared because they think they're going to hit you.
The ski responsibility code is excellent and something that everyone should follow. Ski etiquette is important, and understanding how to ski in a way that will not threaten other people and not threaten your own livelihood is important as well. But what's really important is for you to understand that the responsibility lies in your own personal actions. And this is why it's important before people start down the hill that they think about the way they're going to ski. Skiing in control means that they've looked at the hill, that they know the conditions of the snow, that they know the conditions of the light, that they know that their own abilities, and that they can handle the terrain that they're going to be skiing in. They know how crowded the trail is. They've taken all that information and decided how they're going to ski that given run.
It's a sport and an activity, and we don't just come right out of the box and become good skiers. You have to learn, and part of the learning process is obviously learning how to turn, and learning how to turn keeps your speed down and keeps you in control. And people that are having trouble turning, people that want to get into the sport should certainly go to a ski school, take some lessons, learn how to turn, learn how to fall down, learn how to get up, learn how to stop, learn how to increase their speed, slow down their speed, ski different type of terrain. The ski school is by far the best place to learn that. Plus, it's a lot of fun. We just ask that you consider the situation. We ask that you think about what's going on a little bit, watch out for our signs, appreciate our policies, appreciate what our ski patrol is asking you to do, and maybe increase your maturity level just a little bit.
It really shows you that you never know, you know, that somehow the better skiers have to watch out for the slower ones. As a result of this accident, a lot of good things happened. First of all, the Tony Buddingham Memorial Fund was started to help young ski racers to develop, to, you know, reach higher goals in ski racing and be financially supportive for ski racers. At the same time, I think the whole community became more aware that it can actually happen anywhere at any time. Okay, and that, I think, was the most important aspect of the whole accident. People really, they realized it can happen anywhere, and it did. And hopefully, this will be the last one at Gunstock. I certainly would hope so.
Tony's poem talks about Tony taking a humongous leap. That leap was a leap from life to death. It also talks about Tony becoming a famous man, and he has.
Skiing on mountains, I like to soar like a bird, with my skis upon my feet, and take a humongous jump and fly right over my street. I keep on going more and more on down the road.
I look below my skis and see a freezing toad. I was flying over Hawaii and looked down at the hot steaming sand. I knew that when I landed, I'd be a famous man. By Tony Buttinger. We will always miss you, Tony.
Okay.